Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another night of League of Legends. Tonight is going to be the third place match, the final match of NECC this season. It's going to be SNHU Blue versus uOttawa Gray. And really quick, I just wanted to let all of you know that Thankmas is happening tomorrow. Please come and watch the stream. It's going to be pretty much all day long. Donate to support a good cause. I think all the donations are going to World Central Kitchen. And you can just come in, watch. You know, we're all going to be playing different games all day long. You're going to see Fortnite, Valorant, Lethal Company, Apex, so many fun games. And there's also going to be some incentives to donate.
And then we're going to end the night off with some Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch is also going to be doing their finals tomorrow night as well. And don't forget to tune in Friday night as well, as League also has their ECC finals as well. But tonight's game is going to be really challenging.
Yeah, I didn't say it. I know SNHU Blue has played uOttawa Gold in the past. I'm not sure if they've played uOttawa Gray. So I'm looking forward to see how this plays out, as SNHU Blue might have a rivalry with uOttawa that they might want to resolve this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to see teams come back in the season, even if it's a different team, but seeing schools kind of go up head to head and kind of building a little bit of a rivalry or butting heads.
Yeah, it's always nice to see that interaction between schools, because it allows for just the bonds between the players to become that much deeper, because not always is the interactions just focused on the game. You get out of the game and you now have a friend that you've met through from a school that you've never even known.
Yeah, and also we are going to be going to draft right now, actually, so let's get into it. Alright, starting off with the bans, it looks like uOttawa Gray has banned out Karma, which I've seen Karma banned a lot. Do you think she's particularly strong this season, or is it just a scout?
It could be a scout. She's a good poke support, as she's just very reliable with that mantra Q.
Yeah, and we're seeing Samira being banned on SNHU. I also think that's a scout. Samira can be really dangerous, though.
Yeah, I believe that's a scout. She's been really strong recently, rushing Collector.
Yeah, and there looks like SNHU is going for 2 bot lane bans, or 2 ADC bans, which is going... I'm pretty sure they have a strong ADC if we're seeing 2 bans right there.
Most likely, and uOttawa responding with a double mid lane ban, respecting Toxic, as that is both Syndra and Orianna banned out.
We've seen Toxic do so well on both of those champions this season. It's just really scary in the mid lane.
And we have a Viego ban from Blue. I believe that's a scout, as I haven't seen very much in this meta.
No, I have not either, but he still can be strong whether he's in the meta or not. But it looks like uOttawa Gray is going to be going for Nocturne, which we've been seeing more this season. I really like Nocturne, actually. I think his ultimate is a very useful tool, just turning the map all dark for all the enemy champions. Sorry. It's scary. It feels like a horror game when he ults. I get scared. I start freaking out. I don't know. I'm sure SNHU Blue knows how to keep their cool, but I certainly can't when I see a Nocturne ult.
Yeah, and said with the Hecarim response from Dragon, I believe that's just a comfort pick for him, as he's been playing Hecarim a lot recently.
And he's been doing pretty well on it too.
That he has been. Along with Suki's Zaya is probably just another comfort pick, a good safe ADC down bot side, as her ultimate just allows her to dodge different CCs.
Anything. She can dodge anything.
Yeah.
She's untargetable. But as a response to that, uOttawa Gray is coming out with that Kai'Sa, which we've seen some really dangerous Kai'Sas lately, especially with her passive on that 5th hit. It just does so much damage.
Yeah. I was just going to say they're probably going to be looking at Nautilus here and really leverage that early game as being that part of Kai'Sa's passive it doesn't matter what level she is, she's able to take advantage of that 5-hit chunk.
She doesn't even need to level up her Q or anything at the beginning. She can just take you down with her passive. But Nautilus also has that root on the passive, which can add extra CC, and it can be really devastating.
And normally we've seen this combo banned out in the past. They've been able to get the Zilean Hecarim through, which, due to the fact that Zilean is able to speed so many people up, and Hecarim likes dealing bonus damage depending on how fast he's going, that is a very interesting combo. So I'm going to see how Ottawa handles that.
He's going to be a speedy boy. He's going to be running around that map like crazy.
It's going to be hard to keep track of him for uOttawa just because of how fast he's going to be able to rotate around the map.
Alright, going to the second phase of bans, Xerath is being banned by SNHU. Very reasonable right here. Xerath has been super annoying. He's just got so much poke. His ultimate can get you from across the map. I mean, he's an all-around strong champion.
Same with Malphite as a response from uOttawa, as it doesn't really matter how good he does in lane, he just has that consistency of being able to push R, and he's now flying at you, and that's a giant rock. You're gonna get hit.
That is also a bit of a nightmare, just like Nocturne. But looks like Karthus banned. I haven't seen Karthus banned out too much. It looks like it might also be another scout right there. But his ultimate is also useful because he just does damage to everyone without even... You don't even have to aim or anything. You just press R and he slams that down on you. It can really get people when they think they've just gotten away. Then that Karthus ult and they know their death is inevitable.
That has gotta be a scout since they've already picked Nocturne. They've already shown jungle. So I wonder if their top lane likes to play some AP top lane. So he might like Nautilus. Or Karthus.
Now SNHU Blue has picked Vladimir. I think we've seen Vladimir one other time this season.
Yeah, I don't see him very much anymore. He's recently been out of the meta, although the Vex ban they did add there at the end does line up with the current meta. It doesn't necessarily fit the team comp that Blue is looking for, as Vex is big into dive.
Yeah. But looks like Sylas has been I've seen Sylas so much this season. He's just so strong. He can take anyone's ultimate. He can be useful in any way.
Yeah, and so with I think the main person they're looking for with that Sylas is going to be the Zilean, due to the fact that Zilean's ult does revive you if you're killed while it's active. That can be a very strong tool in team fights. Yeah,
usually when I play Sylas, I'm like, whose ultimate would be the best for me to take? And I love watching in draft. I'm like, ooh, I've got Hecarim ult, I've got Xayah ult, I've got Zilean ult.
The Gnar being picked out. Have you seen Gnar very much this season?
No, I have not, but I think Gnar is actually a pretty strong pick.
I believe he is as well. This season we haven't seen him very much, but he was very prevalent in Worlds recently, as he's kind of hard to actually play into, as you have to manage when he's going to transform into Mega Gnar, as he gets a massive chunk of health and stats.
Yeah, but looks like SNHU Blue has picked Camille, which we've seen Promise Camille is pretty strong, pretty reliable.
I think they're also going to be looking for that Camille, as Camille will be their hard engaged, with both her hookshot and her ult being allowing her to be that first engage and get onto someone and lock them down.
Alright, so you know the deal. We are going to cut to a short break while we wait to get into this first game, so thank you.
We'll be back.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Like we're already starting off really hot. Ottawa's gonna be going in for that invade. They've all kind of grouped up on the bot side jungle here.
Looking like Liam sitting in that bush might have been able to scare him off there, getting a little bit of chip damage in on Northern Rose, which would push them back out.
But Key and Toxic, they're kind of fighting it out here, all coming in with that root right there. Toxic looking a little low. But it looks like there aren't going to be any casualties.
That did force out Toxic's flash, though, which will cause Ottawa to be looking... Oh, never getting into more combat.
Dragon Tempest is just taking the brunt of the damage here. Proma trying to peel a little bit for him. And they're trying to get him off the rafters right here. Toxic coming back in at full health. Just autoing them, trying to get a little bit more damage, making them back off. Proma jumping in with the flash. Oh, and they're able to secure first blood onto that Gnar right there. So it's looking like this fight came out a little bit SNHU favored, but both teams took a sizable amount of damage. That was a pretty aggressive early game.
Got more happening bot side, too.
And Liam taking so much damage to that Kaisa passive right there. But Kaisa also taking a lot of damage as well with that poke that Liam has on that Zillion. It's already looking like an aggressive bot lane.
This is going to be a fun game to watch. These teams are ready to fight.
Yeah, and Suki's just not going to allow them to kind of push their limits right here. Proma going all in.
In that first conflict, there were a lot of summoner spells used, so both teams are going to be trying to keep track of that and see where they can take advantage of what team doesn't have summoner spells the most.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised that Suki has Prio in lane right now. Thought Nautilus would have just a little bit more pressure, but as they're both low, it is harder to kind of push that lane.
That could just be due to the fact of Suki being so comfortable on Xayah.
But Dirac going in for that early gank. Northern Rose going to be able to fall to that ignite right there. Dirac going all in on Suki. And Suki is not going to be able to make it out of here. Kaisa just remaining with a little bit of health.
She did have to flash out to survive that, though. And they will know that, so there's probably going to be some more action bot side soon when Suki's back in lane.
But both teams are pretty equal right now. They're both extremely aggressive, but also kind of equal.
There's very cool, very interesting combat and interactions happening between some champions, as Toxic can just push W once he hits that certain level and ignore basically everything that's happening around him.
Yeah, and it looks like Dragon Tempest might be running into the other jungler right now. They're kind of just backed off of each other, but kind of close encounter there. Proma and Key taking a lot of damage, both of them trading out a huge chunk of their health.
That is going to be a difficult lane for Proma, as Gnar is a ranged top lane, so inherently he will have the advantage in poke.
And Nautilus Shield comes in handy a little bit for that, some of that poke from Zillion. Zillion can be super annoying, but it looks like another little scuffle Dragon Tempest is just going to dissuade Durag from taking those chickens right there. He's been really going for them.
Due to the fact that he was there when they were first cleared, he did have knowledge of exactly when they were going to respawn, so he was looking for that free clear camp.
Yeah, just knowing, having good timing in your head as a jungler, even though I think now you can see the timer on your map if you choose for it to show. It can, just having good knowledge can really make you rotate a lot smoother between camps and can save you a lot of time.
Yeah, it allows jungle to take that much more advantage of when to be where and how they can affect more lanes.
Looks like Suki was able to root Northern Rose right here. They still are keeping up the pressure in this lane, but Proma's looking a little bit low here.
This is exactly what I was talking about with that ranged top lane. He is just able to sit back and get free autos on Proma as he comes up for the minion wave.
But what Key doesn't know is that Dragon Tempest is kind of close by. Not sure if he'll go in right here, but Proma's being a little aggressive. Jumping in to stun Key, able to get that ult off. And that was a pretty free kill for Proma right there. Dragon Tempest didn't even have to help out.
Participating in that scuffle that happened level 1, Proma was able to get an early level advantage on Key, which you just saw advantage there because Proma was able to hit 6, which allowed that free engage.
Yeah, that was just such an early ult. But it looks like Suki's doing so many numbers, taking a lot of damage from that Kaisa passive right there. Kaisa's trying to just jump in and get a couple more stacks onto that Zilean. Liam's not looking too great. Durag was able to pick up that kill onto him. And Suki's just going to have to be a little bit safe right now.
uOttawa is going to be looking back down bot side again, as both Suki and Liam did use both of their flashes, so they do not have that free escape pool.
Do you think they would be able to go in on Suki under that turret and make it out alive?
Currently, no.
Dragon Tempest is kind of nearby.
Dragon Tempest being nearby, not knowing where he was, although they did just see hit all three of them with that vision blast cone.
Yeah, and just knowing where Dragon Tempest is going to give the advantage to that Nocturne to be able to kind of path around what he's doing.
It will definitely depend what dragons come up, especially what Soul, as if we end up getting a Cloud Rift this game, that will make it a lot harder for uOttawa to keep track of Dragon Tempest.
Yeah, it looks like SNHU has a pretty good CS lead across the board. The most drastic kind of being in the mid lane here, which is not too surprising as Vladimir does have a little bit of range over Silas. He is able to kind of bully him a little bit right now.
Being the fact that Silas really likes to get the all-in from his W, I believe it is, to just stick on top of people, Toxic being able to just pool and kind of ignore all of that makes it a really hard lane on Silas.
It does, and it looks like uOttawa is going to be going onto that Drake first, and a good response from Dragon Tempest. He knows he's not able to get down there fast enough, so he's going to be taking that Rift Herald for free, but they also do know where uOttawa is because they did have a ward in that pit.
That is a really good cross map from SNHU's point, as while uOttawa did get the Dragon Tempest is able to get this Rift Herald completely unseen without any challenge.
Where do you think would be best for him to drop that Herald?
I believe they're gonna try and either drop it mid or bot to be able to free up roams, mid or top, to free up roams from those two players, as getting Proma roaming will allow a lot more hard engages.
Oh, and Durag is coming in here, might be spotting out Dragon Tempest, but Dragon Tempest is so quick, he's just gliding across this map.
He was able to steal Wolves there, which does deny Durag just a little bit more farm, making it that much harder to keep up in gold.
And in the mid lane, Toxic is just absolutely bullying with Silas, but Durag is coming in, trying to clean up what Toxic is doing. He does pull.
He did pull a little late there, as he still did get the fear, but Nocturne couldn't follow up on that fear as he could not deal any damage.
Suki's getting in really close and personal right here. That Nautilus ult comes out, Suki is rooted and is taking a lot of the damage, but does have Zilean to kind of bail Suki out right here. As all comes in from the mid lane, both of them are stunned and they are able to get that kill onto Kaisa. And it looks like they're just not able to hold up right now.
That right there is an example of why Flash is so important. As while Suki was able to dodge the damage with his ultimate, if he'd been able to flash behind them, he could have then used his E to root them all.
Toxic is coming in hot, kind of trying to pick up some kills here from this low bot lane. But it looks like that Nocturne ult comes out onto him. He is able to pull, but they do get a kill onto that Nautilus. And they kind of make up a little bit for earlier in the game, but they are really playing bot lane heavy this round. It looks like Dragon Tempest, as you said, is going to be dropping that Herald in the bot.
Both Toxic and Liam, they're just trying to get some of the gold shared from that.
Yeah, and Toxic coming out to help. They're just going all in onto that Nocturne right there. Liam taking a lot of turret damage.
Being able to balance. Oh, there's another fight going on mid.
Oh, Tsuki, who's doing a lot of damage into Awe. Those auto attacks are just melting him so quickly.
Suki does have an item spike of Kraken Slayer currently, so every 3 auto, he does an extra chunk of damage.
Yeah, that chunk can just be so devastating. It's like a Kaisa passive, but with 3 instead of 4 or 5.
And it is actually magic damage, which in bot lane is very good, because if you're against a tank support, they're going to be building auto armor, as auto attack damage is normally base AD.
Yeah, which is, it just gives him the extra edge right there. Looks like Chroma's taking a lot of damage from these trades, but hasn't yet died to this Gnar. Zillion is going to be able to level up Suki really quick, but he takes so much damage from this Kaisa. The Kaisa's melting him down. Suki's ult pops out, and he isn't able to get that root onto them, but that Nautilus is just CCing them, able to get that kill onto Zillion, but Suki is barely alive. So close with
Barely surviving there.
Ignite right there. Ooh, and Durag's coming in for this gank. Chroma's trying to jump out, but unfortunately is feared by that. The ult comes out, the shield kind of saves him for a little bit, but it's not long enough. Dragon Tempest coming in a little bit too late right here. The ult coming out, but he is just shoved around by both the Gnar and the Sylas right there.
Dragon Tempest, although he is fed, it is very hard to do anything against 3 people there, especially someone who can just take your ult and use it right back against you.
Yeah. Oh, and kind of going in. Oh, Toxic is able to pull right out of that. Such a good disengage pull.
It's so hard to stick to someone when they really just don't care.
Yeah, you don't even have to try. You just pull, and then you miss. Everyone misses.
Very similar to a old thing I remember from Worlds of 2022 of Gwen is immune.
Gwen is immune, but this time it's Vladimir is.
Vladimir doesn't care.
But this Ocean Drake is up right
Nocturne is getting pinched though.
Yeah, Toxic kind of staying on top of this Nautilus. He is able to outdamage him, and Suki's kind of autoing from afar. Are they able to pick up this kill? Ooh, and that Nautilus shield comes out. That Sylas goes all in. Suki's just doing so much damage with that Kraken Slayer right there. Dragon Tempest at these Raptors, but he is kind of trying to ward them off for now so that they do get that prio on that Drake. Chroma looking a little low right here, is stunned by the Gnar and is going to fall to that last auto attack. Ooh, and that Everfrost coming out, just barely almost killing Toxic right there. Dragon Tempest kind of pushing them off again.
Toxic should have been dead there, just...
Ooh, he is dead there.
Never mind.
Oh, and Liam takes so much damage from that Kaiser right there. Suki just barely trying to get out of there, ulting, responding to that Kaisa, but that Kaisa is able to take him down. Dragon Tempest looking super low, kind of stuck in the middle of this pit right here, and a teleport comes out from both teams. Kaisa getting the triple kill. Chroma coming in really late, but trying to clean this up as the rest of uOttawa is low, and Kaisa with that quadra kill. Oh my goodness, she is so dangerous right now. Ooh, and they pick up that Ocean Drake.
Kaisa's ult there, being able to allow her to reposition to dive on top of Suki, basically dodging Suki's entire combo of ult into E, is so crucial for these team fights.
Yeah, it was just such good positioning. I sometimes you use Kai'Sa's ult as just repositioning. It's not just a shield, but you do dash so quickly, and you can just pick the spot that you want to dash to. That fight is going to be really uOttawa favored right here, as they do have a bit of a gold lead.
Both Silas and Kai'Sa are very strong currently, being 4-1 and 6-1 respectively.
And the Everfrost on Silas is also really strong because he does get the double root. Or is it? Do you think his? Do you know if his W or his E is a stun or root?
I do not believe. I don't know actually.
But anyways, there's a fight going on here near this Rift Herald. Toxic looking a little low, tried to pull out, is going to have to flash out of here, but is going to be resurrected by Liam's ult. They're all kind of just waiting on top. He tries to rocket belt out of there. Is he able to make it? Oh, and he heals so much, but he's just...
Cool was still on cooldown.
Yeah, and then Silas really was able to get on top. Dragon Tempest ulting over the wall right here.
Them being so focused on Toxic there did allow Dragon Tempest and Roma to pick up that Rift Herald, though.
Yeah, they kind of distracted him and pulled a fast one right there. Suki kind of walking up to Kai'Sa. I wonder if there's going to be consequences for that.
I believe Suki's trying to get first turret currently.
Ooh, and he does fall to that Kai'Sa as I suspected, even though the Kai'Sa was exhausted.
He did get the first turret, which is an extra 150 gold, though.
Yeah. Do you think it's a good trade-off right there?
I don't believe so, as it allows Kai'Sa to scale that much quicker.
She's already 7-1 and 4 with a 500 gold bounty. Dragon Tempest trying to go in onto this Kai'Sa, cleaning up that golden bounty. Kai'Sa is able to ult and kind of buy a little bit of time, but Dragon Tempest being full health and going into that.
And it really doesn't matter if you're going to try and run away from a Hecarim who's chasing after you.
No, he's just way too fast.
Try and run away from a horse on foot. It's not going to work very well.
Oh, Toxic getting rooted by that Everfrost.
And just healing the damage right back.
Yep, that's Vladimir for you. You think you got him, but either he pulls or he heals. Just a ton.
He does not know Liam is up here.
Yeah, Liam is just hiding in that bush right there. I wonder what he's planning on doing to the star.
He might have a suspicion, though. He is playing very safe and hugging that top side.
Yeah, he's kind of staying in that brush right there, but he's starting to go all in. Durag falling close behind, ulting into Chroma, and Chroma is going to fall to him right there. Dragon Tempest responding, going all in. He is going to fall to that right there, and Liam is just stacking these clocks on top. Dragon Tempest able to pick up a double kill onto that jungler. Oh, and he's just resurrecting with Liam's ultimate, all looking a little low.
And Vladimir's here now.
Yep, Toxic coming in to kind of help out this fight. They are able to get that shutdown onto that Silas right there, which is going to be so valuable. But Suki is able to finally pick up a kill on this Kai'Sa. Such a huge bounty, too.
Kai'Sa did use both sums there as well.
Yeah, it was an all-out fight right there, and it looks like SNHU kind of grasped back a little bit of the power that they had lost.
At that top lane, we saw perfect interaction between why Hecarim and Zillion are just so scary. Because as they were trying to kill the Hecarim, between the ult and Zillion's speed, Hecarim was just able to chase down Nocturne.
And he going all in onto Toxic. Oh, Toxic is looking a little low right here. I wonder if he's going to pull for safety, or Key is just going to have to back off as he kind of runs away. But that Rift Herald is walking straight up to top lane. And nobody assisting it, so I wonder if Key is going to be able to take it down before it actually hits any turrets.
That Rift Herald, I don't think that was meant to be placed there.
I think it was last minute.
They could have forgotten they had it, because that was... It might have just been a timeout crush.
Ooh, Dragon Tempest is in this pit, but the rest of uOttawa is following short behind. It looks like they are... SNHU is going to have Cryo on the strike. And uOttawa is going to be backing off right now. I wonder if they're planning to go all in.
It doesn't seem they're going to call Key down here. Instead, they're just going to have Key push out top while they also push mid.
But SNHU was able to easily pick up that Drake right there. And they're going to be following uOttawa into their own jungle. I wonder what their plan is. Both teams are kind of in the top side jungle.
What's your opinion on that? I'm not sure if that was a worthy trade. A dragon for 2 turrets.
I don't think it was a worthy trade either, but it might set up a little bit less of an advantage, as if uOttawa was able to get that Drake, they would have been on Soul Point, which would have made it a lot more urgent next Drake for them. But I still don't think it was worth it.
That is a good point. It did stop the soul stacking. Looks like they're going for a Baron Rush, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to do this quick, as uOttawa knows exactly where they are, and their jungler's kind of waiting close by, but Chroma's going to be ulting onto their jungler, kind of pushing him off, which is such a good idea right here. That ult comes out from Dragon Tempest right there. D-Ride looking really low, and they're kind of just, they were able to get that Nocturne. Key's going to have to run away with what is left. Toxic looking super low, but looks like they're going to go back onto that.
3 for nothing. I think that might be Baron currently.
Yeah, SNHU is doing such a good job right now, kind of regaining the lead, but he is just doing so much damage onto Liam right now. They're kind of cornered by this Kaisa and this Gnar, but they are able to take that Baron right there, and that Suki's ult comes out. He is able to do a lot of damage and get that Kaisa once again. He looking a little low, being chased down by Proma right now. Northern's Rose kind of following suit behind, but he is running for his life. He's able to take down Proma with that, but Toxic is able to flash and secure that kill.
I don't think that interaction was worth it, as they traded a Baron champion and a flash for a kill.
Yeah, SNHU is also looking at a 5k gold lead right now. They were able to kind of turn the tables in this game really quickly.
Dragon Tempest seems to just be having free farm in uOttawa's own jungle.
Yeah, uOttawa even had a pink ward right there, and Dragon Tempest just said, I don't care, I'm taking it.
That's kind of what Hecarim does at this point, as once he gets out, have fun chasing him.
There's no way you can chase a Hecarim. He's just way too fast. But Toxic is looking a little dangerous right here, walking, face-checking a bush with 2 other champions in. He is Everfrosted 3 men right on top of him.
He is just going to blow up right there. Face-checking that bush was extremely dangerous, and that is exactly why.
Hey, if I were him, I wouldn't even expect it either. I think I would have done the same thing. But Proma taking that blast cone back into top lane.
Proma does need to be careful here, as he is currently having 2 items completed while Proma is just on 1 completed item.
Yeah, it's always, you kind of got to do a mental check before you go into a fight. Are you behind on levels? Are you behind on items? What's going on? Because that can really make all the difference.
And especially what items are completed, because while Liam may have an item, Shirelia's increased burst speed, whereas Nautilus is currently working on Thornmail. Thornmail reduces any healing done anytime you attack him.
Yeah, Proma kind of picking up a little vision. They're all kind of clearing the map. SNHU having pretty good vision across the rivers right here.
Both teams are going to be playing around this dragon that is going to be spawning in 40 seconds. As you pointed out earlier, it is going to be Soul Point for Ottawa, and SNHU just wants to stop that dragon stacking.
Yeah, Dragon Tempest is just kind of waiting around this Drake that is coming up in 25 seconds, but it looks like he's being pulled out, trying to maybe pick up I think what would be useful is if they picked up a kill right here and they're just able to kind of run with that, but all of the team is just kind of waiting around this
They
Drake.
don't know there's a ward in that pixel brush, though.
Yeah, that's actually really valuable information for uOttawa. They know that everyone is there. They might be looking for a steal at this point, because I do think SNHU would be able to take them in a team fight. They go in, they are able to get vision onto that Drake, and Kaisa just runs in, doing so much damage. They were able to take the Drake right there, and everyone all popped up that Danya's comes out on that Kaisa, but it's just going to fall to Dragon Tempest control right there. He is also going to fall, and Nautilus, oh my goodness, Suki with a triple kill. They were able to swipe out their team just so quickly.
They may have lost the dragon, but they got the whole team.
That was such a good play. It looks like they've already able to push, and I wonder if they're going to be ending this game as they just do so much damage.
This could be game, as it is semi-long timers. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to kill all next. They might just get both turrets.
It looks like it is actually going to be game, as everyone is still waiting to respawn right now. They're kind of going all in, trying to save this, but it looks like it's the end of this game at 27 minutes.
That is just why having those team fights is so important, as the Hecarim ult there allowed him to get onto the backline of Kaisa and just explode her health bar.
Yeah, I mean, the team fight capability that SNHU had really kind of gave them the edge that they needed to turn the game around. It was looking really uOttawa favored earlier in the game, but that just turned around.
It really was. One thing I did notice, as Nocturne ults were very strong early game. I'm not sure how much use they got out of them after the first few times, though.
Yeah, I mean, the first few the early ganks were really helpful, especially for that Kaisa in the bot lane, but I mean, the response to that was just so good from SNHU.
Being able to just get Hecarim fed that much sooner, allowing the pairing between Dragon Tempest and Liam's champions, that is such a scary combo.
Yeah, it was, but what an exciting game from both teams. Well played for sure. We are going to be going into a break while we wait for draft of round 2, so we'll see you later. Hello, welcome back to the second round of NECC third place match, SNHU Blue versus uOttawa Gray. We're going into the bans right here, and it looks like SNHU Blue has gone with that Samira and hovering over that Viego again.
uOttawa keeping with that Syndra ban and picking up a Hecarim. They did not have fun with that game.
Oh yeah, very understandable. That Hecarim was just so dangerous, and Dragon Tempest is doing so well on him recently.
And I know recently, just from the last week, he has put over 4 hours of ranked games on Hecarim. So he has been putting a lot of time into that champion.
Oh, it looks like SNHU Blue's first lock-in is going to be Graves, which also has been a pretty strong pick this season.
Graves has just been very strong overall, as he's a extremely strong jungler, so he's able to make an impact early in the game. We also saw Orianna for the pickup for the last ban on uOttawa, and Lucian matching out the bans for SNHU Blue.
Kind of the same bans here, except for the Hecarim. Ooh, uOttawa Gray taking on Rise. I've heard a lot about Rise recently, and apparently he's really strong. I haven't fought against him a lot, but
I'm not sure what's changed. It could just be that other champions aren't as prevalent, so he's not getting overpowered, but I haven't seen any changes to Rise recently.
I have not either, but I mean, I think he's pretty strong. His ultimate can definitely be useful, not just for himself, but for everyone, as he can teleport anywhere on the map.
Yeah, I'd say it can be very useful, as he can bring a whole team and minions or whatever's around him.
Yeah, but that second pick for uOttawa is going to be that Zac right there, which we have seen in previous games. Zac is just so dangerous, especially his control over people. He's able to, his jumps and his ultimate, they can be so dangerous.
Very dangerous, and his passive, which allows him to come back possibly if he's died. And picking up the Xayah from Suki as that very safe pick there.
Yeah, we're not seeing the Zillion again, but still, Xayah and Rakan, such a good duo.
Matching the lovers duo, which actually does extend some of the extra abilities, as they are coded on Xayah's W. When she lands a hit, Rakan gets the speed boost as well, along with Rakan getting a longer leap back to specifically Xayah.
Yeah, and they can also recall together, so if Xayah is recalling and Rakan just wants to jump in, it just cuts down on time.
Seeing a Janna response on the support, leaving ADC up for second wave of bans.
Janna's actually like a really strong support. Her tornadoes can be used as such a good disengage tool or an engage tool. Either way, they work pretty well.
Janna just did recently get a big not rework, but update, quality of life update. Also seeing that Xerath banned out on uOttawa side this time. Last time it was Blue that banned out Xerath.
Yeah, I wonder, I don't know if that's a scout. I don't believe so. Maybe they're just trying to take that pick away from SNHU.
It actually could be a scout. We have seen Toxic on Xerath quite a few times recently.
Now that I think about it, you are right about that, but
I'm not sure if the Yone is a scout or not. He's kind of strong, but both of the brothers are struggling in this meta currently.
yeah, for sure. Yone and Yasuo. I haven't seen them much, especially Yone has been struggling a lot. But SNHU Blue going for that Ezreal ban. We know that Suki, even though he's already picked Xayah, we know that Suki's just so strong on Ezreal. And I wonder,
think that was a ban just because of how safe Ezreal is as a champion.
yeah, he can just dodge many abilities.
And then the ban with the Malphite just not wanting to see that rock hurled toward your face.
But Ashe going to be the EDC for SNHU here. What do you think about that response to the Xayah Rakan?
It could be good, although the interactions between the ults is hard on Ashe's point, as Ashe only has one hardlock CC, which Xayah can just respond with her ult.
Yeah, she can definitely dodge that Ashe ult right there, but with Janna, I think they're going to be a pretty formidable duo. I'm looking forward to seeing how bot lane is going to be doing, but SNHU taking that Swain, which we haven't seen in a while, but when we did see Swain, he was pretty menacing.
It's surprising that we haven't seen Swain in quite a while, as Toxic was a Swain main for a long time.
Yeah, but he's good at team fights. He's got CC, he's got healing, he's got it all.
And he consistently, with his passive, when he lands certain abilities, he stacks extra bonus health, which allows him to just become an extra tank and an extra wall that you have to burn through.
Yeah. And then last pick for SNHU is going to be Renekton, Renekton is just really strong, and he can be really scary, especially with all of his dashes and his healing.
Yeah, Renekton, similarly to Nasus, has the free passive to have the extra healing, although Jax is a very good response into Renekton, as Jax does have the stun that's on top of him and blocking autos at the same time.
I think both top laners are going to have like a really aggressive and difficult time ahead of them. I'm used to seeing top laners just, respecting each other, farming all game long, but especially recently with SNHU, it's always been like a all-out brawl in the top lane.
I'm saying with last game, I think we're going to see a lot of action topside this game.
Yeah, so definitely bot lane and top lane are the ones to be looking out for sure, but also that Ryze.
That Ryze, we're going to have to pay attention for his ult late game. But
yeah.
We are going to go throw to a quick break, and we will be back after we're in game.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to round 2 of NECC third place match. Looks like it looks like just uOttawa is going to be grouping up once again, but this time in the top lane.
Although SNHU is moving as a 4-stack.
I wonder if SNHU's just wondering where uOttawa is right now, because I'd be wondering.
Because Promo...
But right now, we're just going to have to wait a little bit longer before we get back into this game right now. I mean, that's keeping me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah,
We're going to go back right now. We're just having a little bit of a technical issue.
Yeah, it seems the tech issue is resolved.
Pretty quickly, but going back.
Proma is going to have to be... Proma did get seen, but he did see all of them.
Good on Proma for just kind of walking it back, keeping it safe right there. But Toxic is kind of checking out what's going on over there.
Toxic does get a little bit of free poke on 2 people there.
It's not going to be too much of an advantage right now, but it looks like uOttawa just really loves going 5-person into some location, whether that be top lane or the enemy jungle.
Although the bot side was just seen because of that ward they had on blue. So they do know that means Dora is going to be starting top.
which is actually pretty valuable information for Dragon Tempest right there. But it looks like Chroma is just kind of keeping it a little bit safe here against this Jax, which is pretty reasonable. Liam going in, popping off onto Northern Rose, taking a lot of damage right here. That Jax is able to get that stun onto Chroma. Suki and Ash are looking really low right now, but Toxic is able to pull in Awe right there. Northern Rose doing a lot of poke onto Suki.
Suki does struggle early in the early game as Zaya has low base health.
And both Ash and Janna have really good poke as well. Toxic kind of getting close, scoping out these raptors right here.
Toxic was able to bully Dorig a little bit, getting a few stacks to start stacking that extra health.
Yeah, which is just really good for Swain right there. And Liam kind of going in onto Northern Rose. They're going to have to get the flash out. Dragon Tempest going on to that, able to secure the kill, and this Ashe is just barely remaining.
Using both Janna's flash there and Ash's ghost is very good, along with getting that first blood.
Yeah, for sure. And they are going to give a little bit of a lead to SNHU right here. They've got about a 1k gold lead right now. Looks like Durag is in the other jungle right now.
He's going to have to be careful here.
Yeah. Harmon is looking a little dangerous. He's going to have to kind of back off and give a little bit more respect to this Jax. The Toxic is still doing numbers onto this Rise. I know that Rise can be very dangerous, especially with how much magic damage that he does.
Rise also does get very fast late game running the phase rush set of runes that he does, so after landing 3 spells or attacks, he gets a burst of movement speed, which on Rise is a very common combo to land your QWE.
But it looks like there might be a little bit of a scuffle going on between the two junglers right now. They kind of just backed off of each other, but Northern Rose looking a little low. Suki kind of making sure that stays at a safe distance for now, because that Ashe Q can just really melt you down without even noticing.
Liam is looking for, I believe it is his E, which allows him to get a little bit of poke and then heal. Which that heal is actually increased when it is used with Zaya.
Yeah, we see that heal come out right now, just as you said, but they are still taking a lot of poke damage to both of those. And I love that Janna shield onto the turret right there. It just kind of, it doesn't do a whole lot, but it can kind of just save your turret from taking those last bits of plating.
Yeah, it allows the minions to do just that little bit less damage, as it doesn't really matter against champions when they're attacking it, but just the little chip damage that minions do is mainly stopped by that Janna shield.
Yeah, and both, it looks like both Dragon Tempest and, Durag is going to be going on for a gank onto Liam right there. He's all alone. And he's going to have to W out of there kind of to save his life. But they still know where both junglers are. As I was saying earlier, Dragon Tempest is really taking advantage of that knowledge, and he's kind of stealing all the camps that he can get from the other team.
It seems it is mostly just going to be a trade. Oh, no.
Ooh, and that Zac is going to fall to that. They're going to have to try to get that passive down so he doesn't respawn, and Suki is able to get that right
and
there.
And Toxic's here too.
Toxic ulting onto both Yahib and Northern Rose right there. Suki able to pick up that double kill. Oh, and Toxic was able to pick up that Janna as well. Pretty clean sweep right there in the bot lane.
That was very smart to actually let Toxic take that, as not all of the gold was then put only on Suki. Sharing a little bit of that wealth from Toxic is going to make mid lane that much easier for him.
And they get a free Drake out of that as well. Dragon Tempest is just going to have an easy time taking down this Drake by himself. all looking a little low on both mana and health right here. Having a harder time in the trade. Chroma going all in into Carmen right there, but still, they kind of both have to respect each other.
There might be another scuffle, as I don't know if they know Dragon Tempest is still down here.
Yeah,
He is going for the scuttle currently.
He has been there quite the while, but Zach is kind of close by. And they might just cross paths as, Dragon Tempest kind of is recalling there, so it looks like he'll be just fine. Ooh, and gets spotted out by the Zach right there. As both bot laners are kind of trading health right here, they notice that there might be a little bit of a scuffle going on between the junglers.
As a Dragon Tempest was able to chunk Dorag out there, that is just the strength of Graves early, especially with that serrated dirt.
Ooh, and Liam going in onto Yahave. Northern Rose kind of just forcing them to back off right here. But it looks like Rise has come to the help here, pushing Dragon Tempest off of this fight for the blue. Suki, looking a little low here, is able to cleanse, but might fall to this Ashe right here. The Ashe ult comes out onto Liam. Liam trying to save it with that last bit of a shield, but isn't able to pick up that kill onto Ashe, and Ashe is going to be taking one of the kills. Northern Rose is going to be taking the second kill right there. Pretty good shutdown.
That shutdown did go over to Northern Rose, though. That's not the best place you would have wanted that extra amount of money to.
Yeah, Janna doesn't really benefit from extra gold right now as much as Ashe does, and that's kind of true with all bot laners, which is usually why you get spam pinged after accidentally stealing kills sometimes. But Toxic is going to be ulting onto Awe right now, just taking so much damage. Aw's going to have to flash out and is kind of healing back with those potions. But it's looking like a pretty difficult lane, as there is also a huge CS gap in the mid lane.
Dorag does seem like he is going to be trading the fights down bot side for the Herald, though.
Ooh, and I love to see that Ashe E come out. Liam is jumping on to Northern Rose. It's a support versus support fight here in the river. Kind of fighting over who is going to have vision dominance. But Toxic coming in to help. Northern Rose is going to have to flash out of that. Liam tries to W onto them, gets rooted by that Rise. A nice save from their mid laner right there. Ooh, and Chroma and Dragon Tempest are looking a little dangerous right here. Chroma was able to heal and ult, able to turn this fight all the way back around, favored for SNHU right here.
That is just the power of that ult and passive on Renekton's side, just that massive chunk of healing.
Ooh, and Liam ults onto Awe. They are able to secure that kill right there. Toxic was looking a little dangerous right there, but Liam came to the rescue.
So Liam getting that kill actually does help them, as Liam is one of their main engage tanks, and your tank getting just a little bit more tanky will help those engages that much more.
Yeah, and Northern Rose kind of trying to save this last plating right here. But it looks like Toxic kind of picked up that extra gold.
There is a CS lead expanding in bot side, as I think that might just be a little bit of the wallet showing there, as Suki does have a bit more gold than Ashe.
Yeah, that's going to be huge, especially on his Zaya, which has always been so consistent. Yeah.
Liam finally catching out that ward that both Suki and him walked all over.
All getting a bit of a deep ward right in there, hiding in this pixel brush.
Although he may have been in that pixel brush with no vision, I believe Liam saw him walk into that.
Ooh, and Northern Rose popping off that tornado onto Suki. Suki's gonna have to back off a little bit, play it safe, but Dragon Tempest is nearby, hopefully to help out his team, and Liam jumps in onto Northern Rose. Northern Rose is so vulnerable right now, tries to ult and save it, but unfortunately is taken down by Dragon Tempest right there.
Well, it may have been useful for them. Oh, there's another fight, maybe?
Oh, and Durag jumping over that wall, just giving over that that frog over to Dragon Tempest. Dragon Tempest is just doing really well this game. Already has a 300 gold bounty, and he's going all in into mid as well.
Loma may have to be careful here, as he could get stunned under turret.
Ooh, yeah, and Chroma does get that stun onto him. Jax is just doing so much. He does pop that ult, but is going to have to flash off to save himself. Ooh, and that tornado falls onto Toxic and Liam right there, but Liam is able to heal them back up just a little bit to keep them staying in this fight.
That rise into Rakan is going to be very difficult late game, because Rise does have just a point-and-click CC, which can stop Liam from jumping in no matter what.
But Rise teleporting back in, and Zac is going to be going all into Chrome. Chrome's looking a little dangerous right here, and Jax is able to take that kill right there. It is going to be pretty valuable for Carmen right now, just to try to catch up right here, gold-wise.
And Dora popping the Rift Herald there is going to get Carmen a lot more money here.
Yeah, those platings are just coming down quickly. The Dragon Tempest is kind of running into this, trying to secure this kill right now onto Carmen. Carmen doesn't have any mana left, and that smite comes out. He's just going to fight around him and secure that kill onto Carmen right there.
That is just the difference of the money there, with Dragon Tempest having an extra 1,000 gold over Carmen there. It's just so hard for him to fight that.
I would love to see Ash's W be followed up with a tornado, because that would be just really devastating. It would give them a lot of CC onto Suki and give them the chance to kind of go in for a fight. But Suki taking a lot of that Ash Q damage with his shield right there. Down comes out, but Liam is able to go in and charm them all with his ultimate. Takes that shot from the Ash ultimate, and Ash tries to go in on Suki, but unfortunately falls to that turret right there. Toxic has ulted, and Durag is going to just get out there with a get out of jail free card that Zac always has. But it looks like SNHU had a pretty good fight.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is just a perfect example of why it's so hard to dive or
with that turret down. Dragon Tempest is looking a little low. That Zac does fall. Are they going to be able to take down this passive without Rise killing them? And it looks like Rise was able to pick up that kill on the Dragon Tempest. Toxic is looking a little dangerous right here. His damage is doing numbers. And Toxic being caught out by Northern Rose, being cornered. And Rise is able to pick up a double kill, which is actually dangerous.
That is very dangerous, but if you notice, Northern Rose did have to flash over that wall to get that kill secured. I don't know if they saw that flash, but that will be a very crucial summoner spell that is now on cooldown.
And it looks like Northern Rose is back into the fight, getting that tornado onto Liam. Suki is going to fall right there to Jana, which is another time where that goal doesn't just quite go in the right place. But I mean, uOttawa will take what they can get.
Gold going anywhere is better than just not getting anything out of a kill versus Suki just getting out free there.
Ooh, and is Liam able to make it? That Swain W does hit, but Northern Rose is going to keep it safe and kind of back up before recalling.
It does look like both Liam and Toxic are rotating to answer this Rise bot side. There are wards all over, so they will be spotted out though.
Rise is just going to keep getting more dangerous, especially with Rod of Ages.
Rise being a champion that his passive actually allows him to deal more damage the more mana he has. He is very common to build Rod of Ages and Seraph's Embrace.
Now, as he builds up that mana, just like you said, it's going to be looking a lot more dangerous for SNHU. They are going to have to watch out for him. Both teams kind of trying to gain vision onto this Herald right here.
SNHU is going to be looking for this next dragon, as it will be soul point for them, as they've done a very good job of dragon stacking.
Now, I haven't paid to the dragons much this round, but I mean, SNHU with that great objective control. Dragon Tempest is really
Suki has not
doing a
been seen
good
yet.
job.
He's sitting on a pink ward.
Yeah, Suki. I wonder what they're planning, but it looks like 4 of the members are kind of pushing their way into the bot side jungle.
They still haven't been seen.
Oh,
There
they
they
come
are.
in from behind with that flank. Toxic with that ult. They are just able to burst them all down. You're just trying to jump out of there as fast as you can. Is pulled back by that Swain, and Dragon Tempest is able to pick up that double kill.
And they had no turret to fall back to there.
And that's going to be another free Drake for them. They're going to be on soul point right there.
Jahib and Carmen will do their best to match that play bot side with getting that Rift Herald top side though.
And I think it is going to be a little valuable for them with that Rift Herald possibly being dropped. And I believe top lane would be the best place.
I
But
believe it's going to get popped right here, although I'm not sure because Roma and Carmen are fighting currently.
yeah, Chroma is looking a little low. Is having a little bit of a tough time to the Jax, but isn't quite completely out of the picture yet. I mean, his ultimate can be very useful. Toxic coming in from behind isn't able to secure that root, and Jax is able to jump to that ward right there. Liam coming in, and he gets stunned right there. They are both hit by the blast cone. Janna trying to just push them off, but Liam going back in. Janna's kind of in a dangerous point right now. It does fall to Toxic right there.
That is such a good flank by Liam there, being able to lock up Carmen for so long, forcing that blast cone to be popped when he's standing right on top of it, just pushing him straight up in the air instead of where he wants to go.
Yeah, and Yahib was looking a little dangerous there. Was able to back off in time and wasn't hit by that Swain, which could have meant another kill for them. But all is just taking down these turrets, making good use of SNHU, not focusing on him right now.
I'm surprised Toxic didn't TP down there to match and save that turret though.
Yeah, I think it would have gone down either way right now. But Proma's just going to have to be really careful here. Is going to have a lot of downtime because he doesn't have a turret to fall back to.
That means he's going to have to wait that much longer to get any minions coming in for him to get money.
It's just going to further kind of build up that gold deficit right here. But that Jax is still holding on to the Herald.
That use of the Ashe E, it is so hard to remain not seen as it being a vision reveal anywhere you click on the map with a lingering vision where it was clicked and lasts.
And it looks like both Ashe and Zaya have picked up that Kraken Flare right there, which has been extremely useful, especially on Ashe's Q. Ooh, and Ashe is going to have to flash out of there to not be hit by Liam, but Liam's going to go into that ult and charm Yahib, and Dragon Tempest is going to clear that up right there. The Rift Herald finally dropped back into top lane. Chroma can't really do much to protect his turret. There's no waves. There is one wave coming up, but Durag is going to be jumping in to this team fight. And
Carmen did take 2 turret shots for nothing.
yeah. Oh, but it looks like Zach is going to fall to that. Are they able to get that passive down under turret? I'm not sure. It looks like he might be able to respawn, just barely any health right there. Super close call.
Being there was able to just not allow them to dive that turret without taking a massive chunk of damage.
And the Zach is having a hard time right now. The Ashe ult barely missing Suki right there. Liam going in with the W. Suki ulting on top of them, able to get that root off. Is just bursted down. Suki falling to that ignite on Northern Rose.
Once again, that shutdown, that gold. Suki did not have a shutdown, my mistake. That gold going over to Janna, that is going to be so rough.
If those 3 kills did go onto the Ashe right now, we'd be looking at a very different game.
Very much so. Ashe would easily have Trinity Force completed by now and would be a lot scarier and harder to duel with.
No, the Toxic taking down that turret right there, which is going to open up the map a little bit more in topside, maybe give Proma an easier time and the ability to just go across the map a little bit more instead of having to defend that last remaining turret before the inhibitor top lane.
SNHU is going to be focused on Dragon, which is coming up in a minute, as you see Liam and Northern Rose fighting over Vision currently.
Yeah, sometimes people don't realize how much of a battle it is for both supports to kind of just get Vision onto these objectives right now, as both can't really go in on each other, but they still have to kind of make sure that they do get that vision and clear what they need to in order to deny the other team any opportunities to catch them in a bad spot. But it looks like a fight is breaking out right here. That Janna ult comes out and Liam is able to charm all of them. Janna is going to be falling to Dragon Tempest right here. Chroma going all in onto the Ashe, finally securing another kill right here with that shield, but is going to fall to Toxic and Chroma right there, which have both popped their ults, and this is going to be the result.
They're going to be looking.
SNHU.
They were looking for that. They were trying to end again.
SNHU is just like really ahead right now. They're at about a 10k gold lead. A lot of them have got bounties over their heads, and it looks like they might just be going for this end push. Dragon Tempest picking up that Chemtech soul right there.
They are able to get that inhibitor and dragon for free. That was very dangerous, though. That 4-man kill for nothing. If Carmen had died there, I believe SNHU would have forgotten the dragon and just tried to run it down mid.
Ooh, and Ashe figures out that they are onto the Baron right now. Northern Rose is the only one here. Maybe trying to push them off a little bit with that Q, but unfortunately it's not going to do very
much. As Zaya's feathers take objectives so quickly.
And that teleport comes in from Jaxi. It does use Sonya's right there, but unfortunately is going to fall to Chroma. Chroma's going all in, but does fall to both Ah and Yahib. But unfortunately, it's like SNHU has all their team members up. Yahib barely picking up that kill onto Liam, taking that shutdown. Durag still full health, jumping into this fight a little late. But it looks like Suki's going to ult onto them, and they are going to secure that kill, so doing an ace. And it looks like this might be the end of the game.
That's got to be game. Northern Rose is the only one left up with 30-second timers here. And they have, not only is it Baron-empowered minions, it's Baron-empowered super minions, which shred the turret just by themselves that much quicker.
Yeah, Northern Rose wasn't able to get them off right there. That shield going onto those turrets, where unfortunately this inhibitor is all gone, and it looks like this is going to be game for SNHU. They are going to be taking 3rd place in the NECC.
That last team fight was so hard for the opposing team, as Ottawa, brain blank, sorry there, as at the end there, while doing I am horrible with names, I apologize. Zach and Ashe were coming in, they were both full health, but SNHU had both carries sitting at full health, which is so hard to deal with when they also just got Baron empowerment.
Yeah, and that was just a pretty consistent game for SNHU. I think they did really good across the board right here. Some really good plays from both teams. I wish I could have seen the Rise ult used a little bit more in different ways. But
I did see it used to match the teleport bot side when there was 4 people bot.
It was a pretty good play right there. But good fights put up by both teams. Just good game. And SNHU is going to be taking 3rd place again, so congrats to them. And we also want to remind you that tomorrow is Thankmas. Please join the stream. Come watch all the fun that a lot of our students have put together. An incredible stream that's going to be going on.
We
Donate.
also do have a special message from the president of SNHU.
So be on the lookout for that. But also tune back in on Friday as well to watch finals. This is not over for SNHU's league season, because they do have ECC finals coming up on Friday.
That is going to be a very fun match to watch, as our league team has not been in finals in the last few years. So this is going to be big support from our community here.
Yeah, and this game was big as well. So congrats to SNHU for taking third place. And we'll see you guys back tomorrow. So thank you for watching.